How do I choose video editing software? There are several key factors, and price isn't necessarily the most important. If it were, every Hollywood movie would be made in Apple's free iMovie. Let's start at the end. What kind of video do you intend to make, and where is it for? There's a world of difference between quick editing of home videos you'll watch on TV and editing something for Netflix or cinema distribution. You'll need to consider what formats the software needs to export in, what level of quality it needs to output, HD, 4K, 8K, and whether it can deliver the kind of visual effects you want to use. If you'll be collaborating, your app will need to be compatible with the other people's apps too. There's also you to consider. Are you experienced, or would a simpler app that takes you step by step through the whole process be more helpful? Do you want to have complete control over every pixel, or would you rather let the computer do most of the work? How future-proof do you need your app to be? And then there's price. Most but not all cheap or free apps are very limited, most but not all high-end editors are frighteningly expensive. It's possible to pay too much and end up with an app that's overkill, or to pay too little and end up inventing new and colorful swears when the app refuses to do what you need it to do. Remember too that the more you can do, the more you'll want it to do. Can your chosen app grow with your imagination? What video editing software features should I look out for? That depends on the kind of editing you'd like to do. For example, you might not need much in the way of visual effects if you're just splicing together clips from Uncle George's 90th birthday party. But there are some key things to consider. First up, what formats and resolutions does the app support? Can it use the footage from your camera without converting? Can it export to the places you want to share your finished footage? Do you need features such as green screen or picture-in-picture? If you're a YouTuber, the answers to those two are probably yes. Can you share directly with social media, if that's your thing? How many tracks can you use? Can you pull in footage and audio from multiple files, swapping between them as needed, or will you need to do some pre-production first because the app can only handle a couple of tracks at once? Does the app have any smart features to make everyday editing easier, such as smart trimming of clips or simple editing modes? Is it easy to add titles, transitions between scenes or to adjust the colors? If it's a mobile app, can you transfer your project to continue editing in a desktop equivalent of the app? What is 360 support for video editing? Traditional cameras can only point in one direction, but 360 video uses clever cameras and/or clever processing combining the input from multiple lenses to get a full 360-degree video recording. You've probably seen it on Facebook or in a VR app. If you move up or down or left or right, the video moves accordingly just as it would if you were actually there. In fact, editing 360 video isn't significantly more difficult than editing 2D video, but exporting is more complicated and many apps just can't cope with 360-degree video in the first place. The video sharing site Vimeo strongly recommends using Adobe's Premiere Pro CC, yep, our #1 recommended video editing software, if you're serious about 360-degree video editing. iMovie remains massively popular among YouTubers because it's really easy and it comes free on their MacBooks, iPhones or iPads. For straightforward face-to-camera videos you don't really need anything more complicated. iMovie has all the cutting, titling and transition effects you're likely to need, and it supports green/blue screens for when you want to put yourself over something such as footage of gameplay. On PC, Microsoft Photos is an underrated gem. Adobe Premiere Pro CC, the entry-level version of Premiere Pro, is very popular too.